Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I thought I titled this Art is Life, Life is Art. After making these recent videos, I really dived down deep into the so-called matrix rabbit hole, so to speak, on the civilization, the so-called civilization, the world that we currently find ourselves in. This really got me thinking, because it got me thinking, what role do artists play in today's world? Is it okay for artists to step out of their so-called art zone and be kind of critical of the world they're living in? Is it okay to go beyond just art and look at what's happening in the world? Yeah, because for me personally, as an artist, I feel art and life is so intertwined with each other that they both inform each other. And I think maybe this is good, to dig outside of the art world and really be observant about the things that are happening around you. So are we just making art for the sake of pure beauty, or is there something more kind of meaningful about it? So let's dive in and let's take a look at this. I saw somewhere, it might have been a video documentary, that said artists respond to the culture of their time, and I guess this rings true in some way. If you look at artists throughout history, you can see sometimes you'll pick up on certain things that they've responded to during the world at that time, whether it's been, wars, or whether that's been some kind of like technical or technological achievement. When you look back, you can sometimes see this reflected in artists' work. But that's why I made this video again, because I was kind of wondering, did I step outside too much out of the art zone to dig into the nature of society or this civilization that we currently live in? Should I keep my boundary and just be exploring, the visual aesthetics of art? But that's the thing, as artists, can we just go beyond the canvas or the clay to really question and challenge the perspective of the world we live in? And can we bring this to the surface? So that's the thing. Perhaps this world can shape our reality, and this reality can feed into artists' work. However, personally, for myself, I think creating new experiences, new realities can also feed into my work. Yeah, and I suppose this got me thinking, because are we, as artists, are we also philosophers? Funny enough, are we philosophers? Is this because we are just thinking a lot about life and thinking a lot about art?
We interrupt this video to plug an ad. For this ad break on the topic of art, I'm going to plug in my artworks.
So in the background you can see some of my paintings. I do lots of abstract, surreal type work, kind of going beyond this reality in some ways. So I make things like paintings, I make things like ceramic sculpture, from various different forms, from wall sculpture to standalone sculpture. And so all of these original artworks that I make come in various different sizes, and they're all listed on my website for sale that can be shipped anywhere in the world. And on top of that, I'm also interested to show you my tableware, which I called bubbleware, because of these little dimples in there. So that's hence where it kind of gets its name from. So this is like some of my new creations. We've got like this blue mug, and I'm trying to link my bubbleware, my tableware, with the style of my artwork. So, often have like, these white spaces, like spaces that come through in the art. So I try and translate this into the tableware. So you've got like this matte white glaze contrasted with a coloured glaze. Yeah, I also thought I will show you this. This is an example of a new vase that I created. And it's a little bud vase, so you can put small flowers in there. So that's pretty cool as well. But if you're interested in finding out more information about these items, you're welcome to check out my website at martinharmonart.com, and I'll put the link in the description below. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing with me. I'm a creator of many different things, but at the core of it, I like to bring it all together as one kind of homogeneous kind of style. Because of all this thinking about art, life, the world we live in, are we essentially becoming our own philosopher? But that's the thing, maybe we're not only documenting the times that we live in, but maybe we're also using art as a platform to inspire and push boundaries of what is possible. Yeah, and this gets me thinking of the Sagrada Familia. Familia? Well, anyway, I'm just reading off my notes again, but, this is a church in Spain. I think it's in Barcelona. I could be wrong. By the artist Antoni Gaudi. And because this really got me thinking. I had the chance to go out there and see this magnificent, insanely detailed building, this church. It was incredible. It just felt otherworldly and not really grounded in this reality. And this building is still in construction to today. I think it's been in construction now for probably maybe a good 50 years or more, I guess. Yeah, because this building is not like another typical building that you see, like a standard concrete building. It's full of like artistic wonders, from stained glass to intricate carved, highly detailed, like sky-reaching arches, and just everything in that building is just highly envisioned to be this cohesive architecture, but architecture of art, and this kind of fusion between the two. And so Gaudi was clearly pushing the boundaries of architecture and art. Whilst looking at this building, I realised, there gets to a point where perhaps you're striving, or perhaps art can be striving for something bigger than itself. This manages to kind of work its way into our life, and the art also weaves its way into our lives. But this is what I'm trying to get to. It's just like art and life and art. In some ways, they're both so like intertwined, and they can be so much more intertwined, just though this building, this church, also kind of demonstrates. And art has also fueled revolutions in the past, like the French Revolution and the Renaissance. And, so some artists in the past have either, created art to like move forward that kind of change by responding to that situation, and even helped to bring about that change through the power of art. So, that's another, you know, this is another reason why I guess art goes beyond art and intertwines with life and everyday life, because art can then be used as a medium to help evoke change and to help bring new ideas into the world. So yeah, I mean, I just thought I'd put this video out there because obviously doing that recent video series about art and civilization, or the state of the world we're in, and you know, if art can help create a better world, because this really got me thinking about this kind of relationship between art and life. But for me, you know, I see art as being, you know, I see life and art as being interchangeable. They both go hand in hand. Like for me, I find it difficult to just live life without it. I need art to, you know, create the life that I am living. And that's the thing, you know, you can use, you know, that's the thing, art can be, you know, responding to the world we live in. But it also can be used to imagine like better worlds as well. Art can be a healing process. It can also be an escapism and become like a function in itself, just like, you know, the Anthony Gaudi, just like the Anthony Gaudi building or church. It can also help us see things that we cannot see and can emerge new ideas. Hey there guys, my name is Martin Harmon and I'm an artist based in the UK. And in this channel you'll find videos ranging from art educational related topics, my views about the art world, the making of my artworks, art movies and much more. If you like this video and would like to watch more videos like this, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification to be notified about future videos that I post. What is it that makes us human? You know, we have emotions, we have feelings, we get happy, we get sad, you know, we have dreams, we have visions, we have ideas. I mean, this is like the fundamental like root cause of creating art. You know, creating art embodies all these things. You know, so that in itself embodies like human life. But after all, you know, don't we all want a better world? And then, you know, is it really far-fetched to think that art can't help with this, or can it? And where's that leave life and art and life? I'm going to leave that there because, yeah. And sorry, I'm looking down my notes again. I take lots of notes because I really like to, you know, research the topics and like really kind of write things down so I have some clarity for myself about what I'm talking about, even though I might have a lot of kind of questions like unanswered. I mean, what do you guys think? You know, do you think art is life? Or do you think life is art? I'll leave that one there. So that's a wrap for this video, guys. You know, I hope you've enjoyed it and got you thinking about art is life and life is art. I find I always have so many questions for myself, for the kind of questions that I'm putting out into this realm. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.